Okay people, this is nacho average burrito bowl. I made it funny, but seriously, this has 2 different kinds of bean-based protein. Each serving here is 35 grams of protein, which is amazing. This burrito bowl is absolutely jacked. It is spicy, it's big, it's beautiful. I think I should have called it the Big Beautiful Burrito Bowl. What a missed opportunity. For real though, this burrito bowl will have you singing beans, beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you boost your heart health, you lower your blood sugar, and support a healthy gut. Okie dokie, so there's just a few very simple steps involved to making a delicious, healthy burrito bowl, and I'm gonna walk you through each of these steps in order as I made them, because it's just the best way to do it so that you optimize your time and so that everything is ready by the time your rice is finished cooking. Which brings me to step number 1, which is to cook a grain. In this case, we're using rice. I'm using a short grain brown sushi rice, actually. I just happen to love the texture, but you can use any grain you like, any type of rice. And my number 1 tip for you that I always abide by is to make it taste good. Something I always put into my rice is veggie broth, or what I like to use is this better What I like to use is this better than bouillon, I never really know how to say that. This paste here, which is a concentrated veggie stock. Just add a little bit to some hot water, pour it over your rice, and get cooking. It adds so much good flavor, and it's just better than eating plain, boring rice. Okay, so now we've got our rice cooking. Now you can move on to the next step, which is to make some fajita veggies. In this recipe, I'll be whipping up some fajita bell peppers and zucchinis, but truly, you can use any kind of vegetable that you like to air fry. You could add onions, you could do mushrooms, sweet potatoes, cauliflower, really anything. And I just always have a batch of my fajita spice blend on hand so that I can fajita to my heart's content. The recipe is below, or you can check out any of my other fajita videos on the channel, which there are many. So personally, when I'm preparing any kind of fajita veggie, I really like them to be chunky. So I do big, thick, wide slices of bell peppers and big, thick coins of zucchini. I just find that it gives a nice heartier texture, and when it cooks, it doesn't get so watery. Anywho's, so I like to add just a little tiny pinch of oil. This can be skipped if you're oil-free, or you can just add a little bit of soy sauce for a little bit of flavor. And then you can add 1 tablespoon of fajita spice blend. If you don't have fajita spice blend, you can totally use taco seasoning if that's what you have. Then just transfer those veggies to an air fryer basket and get them air frying until they're nice and golden and crispy around the edges, and so good. Righto, so now that you have your fajita veggies in the air fryer, you can move on to making tofu chips. Now, you may have already seen them on my channel before, but if you're new to them, oh my gosh, tofu chips are going to blow your mind. It's something that I have recently started doing if I'm feeling like nachos or anything kind of Mexican-ish inspired. Whip up a batch of these. I'm actually using what is called soy-free tofu. If any of you are soy-free, this could be a great option for you. But what I really like it is because it is so high in protein. This is just a brand that I have been loving lately. Not sponsored, this is just what I've been using. But 1 little block is like 52 grams of protein, which is unbelievable. And this part is blowing my mind. There's no carbs and there's no fat. It's just protein. But if you can't find this soy-free tofu, that's totally fine. You can use any kind of tofu. I would say firm or extra firm would be bueno. Then what you're gonna do is you're going to just thinly slice the tofu into maybe about 1/4 inch thick slices or less. And then you're going to slice them again diagonally until you have something that kind of resembles a nacho chip or a tortilla chip. And then what I like to do is just kind of lightly spray a pan with a little bit of cooking oil. Again, this is optional, but I just don't like them to stick. And then I like to drizzle a little bit of soy sauce on top for just a little added bit of flavor. And then I like to add some onion powder or garlic powder, a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper maybe, and then get those air frying along with your fajita veggies. And one thing I really love about making these tofu chips is that once they're air fried, they get this really nice crisp around the edges, but they stay chewy, almost like a soy jerky in a way. So they're not like crunchy like a tortilla chip, but they're great at scooping up stuff. So absolutely don't skip this step. Okay, so things are really coming along now. Everything's cooking. Now we're moving on to one of the most delicious parts of this whole meal, and that is the sauce. Now, I believe that if you're making any kind of bowl type situation, whether it's a Buddha bowl or just a plain old salad, you gotta have a really good dressing, and that's where my steamy sauce comes in. Now, I know it's kind of a silly name, but it really is very steamy. It's spicy, it's creamy, it's saucy, and it's just so good. It's a tahini based dressing that really goes well with so many different kinds of dishes. Plus, you really don't need very many ingredients to make it, and it comes together in just a few minutes. So I like to blend up some jalapeno brine from like a jar of pickled jalapenos. I like to add some tahini, and then I always put a chipotle pepper and adobo in the sauce. Now, if you're a bit sensitive to spice, you can totally skip this or just add less, or maybe skip the pepper and just add a little bit of the sauce, or you can just do a little pinch of red chili flakes. And then for a nice little fresh vinegary bite, we're gonna add some Dijon mustard and a little bit of maple syrup for sweetness, and also some minced garlic. Then you're just gonna whiz that up for a minute until it's nice and creamy and looks delicious and ready to eat. Okay, moving on to our second bean-based protein of this recipe. We're doing salsa beans, and if you're not sure what salsa beans are, it's literally what it sounds like. You're literally mixing a can of black beans, in this case 2 cans, with a cup of salsa. And I know it sounds so stupidly simple, but it really is just that, and it is one of my like lazy girl hacks. Honestly, if you need something to make your food taste better, add salsa. Wanna jazz up your rice? Add salsa. Any kind of grain? Add salsa. Feeling bored of tofu scramble? Add salsa. I love salsa. Anyway, all you have to do is pretty much crack open 2 cans of black beans, drain them, rinse them, add them to a little saucepan with a cup of salsa, and let it heat through for just a few minutes. And the reason why we do this at the end is because it literally only takes 5 minutes for them to heat up. So simple, yet so effective. All right, now seriously, just look at that delicious spread. Like, this is something I want to eat pretty much all the time. One thing that I absolutely love about this kind of meal is that it's so meal prep friendly. If you want to, on a Sunday, whip up large batches of each of these components, you absolutely can, because they store really well in the fridge, and then it gives you the ability to just kind of build your own bowls throughout the week. Makes for perfect take to school or work lunches that store really well. You can reheat them in the microwave pretty much anytime, and they're just so darn filling. If you want to be extra fancy, you can add some sliced avocado on top, throw some vegan sour cream on there, sprinkle some fresh cilantro or chopped green onions, and you are literally on your way to Flavor Town. It's a place where I live, and it's a wonderful place to be. Let me know in a comment when you've made this bowl. I want to know your thoughts, and let me know what you think of those tofu chips, people, because I'm telling you, don't sleep on them. They're amazing. Make sure you subscribe, because I'm posting more high-protein dinner bowls on the channel very soon. Don't want you to miss out. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you love this video, and I'll see you very soon. Bye!